but I got a little evidence. I've won tournaments with 800 people in it. So I'm pretty, I got some skill in poker. So so when I know I'm gambling, gambling's cool. So it's not a matter of saying that you should or should not do something. Do you understand? It's not a matter of saying you definitely shouldn't or definitely should. It's really a matter of making sure you know what you're getting into. It's a matter of making sure you know what it is. It's just like dating. Like if you say, "Hey, should I if I date somebody, should I look for my wife or should I go for a one night stand?" I would say, "Well, I can't judge that. I can't tell you what you should want. I can only tell you that you need to make sure you know what it is. Because if you think it's a one night stand and she thinks you're going to be her husband, it could get real messy real fast." Right? So as long as everybody knows what it is, then it's okay. So if you know what it is and you say, "Hey, I feel like gambling. I'm about to throw some bones and make a bet on GameStop stock because I believe these suckers gonna keep on buying. They're gonna push the price up." By all means, have fun and go for it. But don't make the mistake a lot of young people are making where they really think that they are investing. They really think they're investing. And that's not investing. You don't get on a tricycle and think that you're driving a sports car. Yeah, you're not that's not investing, my friend. That's gambling. And the thing about investing that's so hard to help people understand is that most situations that really talk about giving you fast money are not real. Most of the time when it seems too good to be true, it typically is. And so when somebody, and this is, in fact, this bothers me, this breaks my heart. I've had reports from people who've told me that because there are these scammers on the internet, and I've got some people that trust me, and so the scammers will use that to pretend to be me. So what they do is they do something that I never do, that I'll never do. They slide in people's DMs and they pretend to be Dr. Boyce Watkins. And because they've been studying me, they learn how to they speak like me in the chat and everything else. Like, "Hey brother, hey, how's your Bitcoin doing?" And they get people to invest lots of money. They say, "Hey, give me $5,000 and I could turn it into $50,000 in a week." And unfortunately, there are people, some that are in this group, and my heart goes out to you, who've been taken by that. And I want to say, number one, I will never slide in your DMs. I only slide in my wife's DM. That's the only DM I want to be caught sliding in. Number two, if I say give me $5,000 and I'm gonna turn it into 50, that's not realistic. So if something feels too good to be true, be really careful. Make sure you see the money before you start committing to something, because there are people that will sell you something that is just a false dream. And I think that this GameStop frenzy is going to hurt a lot of people. There are lots of people, particularly young. It's mostly attracting like young men. Like most of the people that follow Roaring Kitty are like these like 20 somethings who want to just sort of make a quick dollar. And again, I think that that's fine. I'm not judging any of that. I say be careful. We've talked about the sports betting culture and what that's going to do in terms of ruining so many people's lives. But when you start investing, just understand that sometimes you can't get around delayed gratification. You can't get around time. You can't get around sacrifice. You can't. And it makes me very sad because you have so many people in our society, particularly young people. And we've talked about why the Gen Zers are getting slaughtered by this economy. We talked about this. It's unfair. Inflation is out of control. It's unfair. Housing prices out of control. That's unfair. Jobs are not paying what they used to pay. That's unfair. Student loans are ridiculous. That's not fair. None of that's fair. So what I've said to you is that we have to level the playing field for our children, because your children are going to be in that 20 something category.